Welcome to Beer, Bourbon, and Games. I am your host, Chris, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, think about hitting the subscribe button, or if you've been here before, do the same thing if you have not done so already. It helps tremendously. Now, this video is super exciting for me. It is now August. I have been trying since November when the system came out, but I have finally managed to get my hands on the PlayStation 5. Holy sh**. This took way longer than I thought, with a lot of effort, constant checks, and even following a Twitter account where they tell you basically, hey, a restock is coming. It still took me months after I found a good account to follow. So keep your head up if you are still trying. There is hopefully hope on the horizon for you. I love PlayStation, but this was a mess to get bots, scalpers, all of that stuff. I don't know what was going on, but luckily the search is over. I finally got my hands on one, and I could not be more excited. So we are going to unbox it here for you on the channel, just like I did the Xbox Series X. So hopefully you enjoy this video. Leave a comment down below letting me know if you're still looking for one, or if you did manage to get one. What games are you playing? What do you recommend? What are you looking forward to? Plenty of good stuff coming out there. Horizon Zero Dawn is definitely tops on my list. Hoping for another Uncharted game. I know it kind of ended the last time, but who really knows what they're going to do? Last of Us 2, maybe there will be a PlayStation 5 version. Definitely a lot on the horizon that we can hope for. Sony has great IPs, so I am looking forward to this system. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get the bad boy up here and just unbox it and see what's in. I am excited. I know what you're thinking. Jesus, that's a big box.
That's what she said.
Now, I've been told that the PlayStation 5 was big. I've seen it on, like, store displays, but obviously I've never seen one actually right here in my hands. The Xbox Series X, I was actually surprised how they were able to make it relatively, you know, a nice small form factor. The Series S is a masterpiece in technology. It's very tiny, only about this big. But this baby is very powerful, and this is a love it or hate it type design. There is no denying that it looks like a wireless router. It looks like a character from WALL-E. There's a lot of comparisons to what this thing looks like. To me, it looks like fun. I am going to enjoy it. So the box, very, very nice. The white version of the box is going to be the disc version. The black version is going to be the discless digital version. So if you're looking at them and you finally do see them on store shelves, I'm going to assume you're probably going to want to pay the $4.99 for the disc version. There are some people that play 100% digital, so you don't need to do that. But for me, I like the idea of being able to buy games. So for me, the disc was always going to be the one I was searching for. I was not going to settle for the all-digital one in this case at all. So we have just, you know, the front of the box shows the design of the console. We have the controller down here, which I've been told is incredible. You can't really describe how cool it is to be able to kind of feel the pressure and the force and the sensitivity and stuff that come from the controller. So very excited for that. The side, we just have another picture of the stuff. Very, very simplistic box compared to Microsoft's. Microsoft's had a lot more flashy advertisements, a lot more pictures of the console. But in this case, it looks like we're really just getting a lot of just simplicity. Sony has a very big reputation. They don't really have to try that hard. They sell a lot of consoles every single generation, so I guess they don't really feel like they need to do much. The back, we have some specs. We have another image of the console, what it looks like laying down. You can stand it up or lay it down here, and then the controller, which comes in white. I'm hoping in the future maybe we get some other colors, because we do have some other colors of the controller coming out now. We have the black and the red that have been released, so maybe in the future we'll get an all black version, or they'll switch it where the black and the white are reversed. That would look pretty cool. I do like consoles being black, but in this case, whatever, I'm not going to complain. I finally have the system. It talks about the SSD. That is one of the big features. The load times are near instantaneous. They've shown some old PS4 games loading on the PS5, and it's like that. So it makes sense that the SSD, or the M2 drive that they have in there, is a big feature. And then we've got, you know, the ability for 4K. We've got ray tracing. A lot of future technologies in this bad boy. Very, very excited. But without further ado, I think it's time to go ahead and open it up. I did just notice on the front that it states about 8K, 420, 120 hertz, and then HDR. I don't think anything's doing 8K, honestly. Maybe it outputs 8K video footage, but most consoles struggle to even get 4K going. So 8K, I don't know about that, but let's get our knife here. Let's go ahead and cut this bad boy open and see what we have inside. I'm going to assume we're probably going to have some manuals, probably some extra stuff that we don't care about, but hey, it does look like we have a box within a box. So we've got our white box here that just has the simple PlayStation logo. There is nothing else on it. There's just a flap here to open, and it looks like we have the ability to pull some stuff out. So I'm just going to put it down here to make it a little bit easier. So definitely less flashy than the Microsoft console. They had that self-opening box, which was pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take a look in here. This is exciting. Can't go anywhere without your manual. I wish games still came with manuals. I don't know why consoles do, because no one reads them. I did used to love when video games had them, because they kind of had some insight as to the game and some tips and tricks, but hey, whatever. Give me manuals that I won't read versus the ones that I do want to read. Looks like we've got our controller here. We've got our DualSense controller. Now, PlayStation has normally kept their controllers pretty similar over the years. They haven't really done much. The DualShock 1, once they had the DualShock, they kind of settled on that, and they've just kind of been refining them a little bit. I will say, though, that this controller has a considerable heft to it. It's not heavy. It's not going to be anything where it's annoying to hold, but it definitely does have more weight to it than the old controller. That is for sure. Does have nice grip. I do like the way the controller feels in my hand, and the buttons feel really nice for the triggers. These are going to be adaptive, so right now they're easy to pull, but stuff like, example, like you're pulling a bowstring or a heavier weapon, this will react and kind of put some tension in there. So really cool stuff that they're doing with it. D-pad feels normal. The buttons, they're a little bit, they're like a clear plastic here, and they are a little bit different to press than the old ones. They do feel a little different. And then we have the touch bar here, similar to what was on the PlayStation 5, except I'm not sure if it lights up or if this does anything fancy. It doesn't have the texture that was there before, and I know most games really didn't use this for much, but we'll see. We've got the PlayStation button here in the middle, and the charging port, which looks like it's a USB-C, which is nice. Overall, I think the build quality for this is very nice. Feels really, really good in the hands. It doesn't feel cheap. Doesn't feel like it's going to break. Jury's out, though, on the buttons a little bit. They kind of feel a little slick with the plastic being around right here. So this plastic just It feels a little bit slick when you're pushing the buttons, but when you're gaming, I don't really think that that's probably going to be an issue. But I just wanted to bring it up as a point of potential concern. We do have a USB-C cable here to charge your controller. I will be using the dual charge stand. I did manage to buy that months ago. I was hoping to buy the system a long time ago. Couldn't find them, but I have the dual controller charger, and I also have the headset that I have not been able to use for, I think I've had it probably 4 or 5 months now, so I will do an unboxing for that as well. Make sure to tune into the channel for that. So they do give you a cable. It's nice. Some companies are not giving you cables anymore. I don't know why, but that's just something that they seem to be doing. Looks like we have our HDMI cable. I'm probably just going to use the one that I already have hooked up, unless this is an HDMI 2.1. It could possibly be. I would have to look. I know for the new throughput, you kind of need the higher end HDMI cord. So maybe I'll just use that one just to make sure. And then last but not least, looks like we have the console stand here. So you can use this to stand the console here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or if I'm going to lay it down. Jury's kind of out. I'll probably lay it down for now just because I have cats and I don't trust them to not knock things over until I have a room that I can keep them out of 100%. So I don't think this will get used, but cool that they include that and you don't have to go out and purchase it, which is always nice. Let's go ahead and put this stuff to the side. Oh, I almost missed it. We've got a power cable as well for the system. Standard 2-plug power, so nothing fancy here, but they do give you one, which is nice. So that is every accessory that was in the box. And now for the main star of the show, the system itself. I am excited. We've got it very well protected here. It looks like we've got some styrofoam packing on both sides. We are going to carefully remove that. And we're going to take it out of its protective packing here. Very, very, very excited. Here comes the moment of truth. Okay. She is a beaut. So we have the console here. Very, very nice. Look at this bad boy. Look at how big you are. You are going to get a lot of play. That is for sure. We've got the PlayStation logo here up on the top. We've got a Kensington lock on the back if, you know, in case you want to lock this to a table. Maybe you're in a dorm room and you don't trust people. You know, stuff like that. We've got 2 USB ports here. We've got an Ethernet port, an HDMI port, and the power port. Overall, nothing crazy. There is in here, if you take off the side cover, you do have the ability to install an SSD. It's an M2 version. There's a slot. Basically, you pop this cover off, unscrew a little plate, put in the plate, screw it back in, and you have the ability to save. Now, you have to make sure that the SSD that you get is approved because they want to make sure that the speed is good enough. So there is a compatibility list. Always make sure you check that list before you go ahead and just purchase one. I don't want you to get one and then it not work for you. They're always updating those as new ones come out. So if you see the 825 gigabytes and you think that's not enough space, obviously you can get one of those, or you can use one of the USB ports to use like an external hard drive, just like I'm doing for my PS4 Pro. So that is an option as well. Nothing really on this side. We just have the disc tray. We have a couple more ports here on the front. Looks like we've got a USB port and a USB-C port. But overall, very sleek console. I really like it. I like the way that this looks. I am very, very happy with this system. I probably am going to keep it sitting down, that's for sure. But overall, look at this baby. Look at her little controller. We've got a lot of exciting content coming to the channel. I am very excited to have this thing. It has been a very long search, so hopefully you enjoyed this unboxing. You might still be waiting for your console, so you might be living vicariously through me. If you are, I appreciate that you are here. Make sure that you share out the video, tell your friends. Every little bit helps for small channels like mine, who are going to get ignored when there are bigger, larger places doing the exact same thing that I am doing. So I always appreciate you guys when you do share it out, tell your friends and everything like that. With all that said, I will catch you guys back on the next episode of Beer, Bourbon, and Games.